Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we're going to talk about series number 2 in the series, State of the Franchise. Let's talk about the wide receiver position. But first, let me bring in my main man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, dude? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, we got your comment cards. We got the Wall of Fame. We got Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia. We got the question of the day and dessert with your man, Curt. Now, let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
Welcome back to the show, people. And right now we're going to start the state of the franchise, the wide receiver position. We're going to start with my man, Curt.
All right, today we're looking at the wide receivers for the Lions. Okay, so we got Geronimo Allison is still on the roster. Victor Bolden, Quintez Cephas, Tom Kennedy, Brashard Perriman, Damian Ratley, Khalif Raymond, and Tyrell Williams. Now, these guys aren't really big name receivers, but you look at the group, they average around 6 feet per person, some as short as 5'8". When you're talking about Khalif Raymond, Victor Bolden, and then you're looking at Tom Kennedy, who's around 5'11", but everybody else is over 6 feet. Brashard Perriman is 6'2". Tyrell Williams is the big guy in the bunch at 6'4". Then you have Damian Ratley at 6'2". Quintez Cephas is around 6'1". And Mr. Allison, who was the first guy on the list, is at 6'3". Now, most of these guys don't have really substantial playing time in the NFL. If you look, really, Geronimo Allison has over 1,000 yards receiving, and he's the most, as far as one of the most seasoned guys, him and Tyrell Williams. Of everyone else, really doesn't have that much skin in the game. You look at Tom Kennedy, he doesn't have a catch in the league. I mean, he doesn't. I'm not in a game. So most of these guys are very inexperienced in the league, under 1,000 yards receiving, under 10 games in the league. So it's just one of those things. We don't have a really deep wide receiving core. And it actually was rated by some experts as the weakest wide receiver core in the NFL.
I'm not going to disagree there. They all have their, okay, it's almost like undrafted free agents to me in some ways, because there's question marks with each one of these guys, but there's tremendous upside with some of them too. Brashard Perriman, you know, he's injury prone. I think he is. I just my opinion. And he has a hard time catching the ball. His catch rating is really low. To put it in perspective, he's like 10 percentage points down from Eric Ebron. So we're not talking about consistency here.
Yeah, definitely.
Tyrell Williams, big dude, but can he stay on the field? Can he stay healthy? Can he go back to who he was? Because he was a really good receiver before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Over there, out there in Oakland before they moved to Las Vegas, Oakland, because he did. And then he was pretty, he started to develop out there in San Diego as well right before they moved to LA. So it's one of those things where he's a guy who can produce on the field if he's healthy.
But if you want to look at the people that we lost, like Marvin Jones had some injury problems, and so did Kenny Golladay. Yeah. So, I mean, we have question marks, but I don't even think any of these people are anywhere near Marvin Jones's level of wide receiver. So there's people that are clamoring for wide receiver first in the draft. I totally get where you're coming from, because this is a pretty poor receiving core right here.
Right.
But we have 3 years to build it.
Right. So, now the mock draft, I just saw the one by Mel Kiper and Ty McShay, their 3-round draft picks. Actually, 3-round mock draft, the latest one, has the Lions picking, I think, back-to-back wide receivers in either the second and either from second to third round, or both in the third round have the Lions taking wide receivers. So
I could see that.
We can see that. It's a very deep wide receiver core. Wide receiver draft class. So you can look at it where you can pick up some quality wide receivers in this draft. You don't have to jump
could
up.
be. I look at our linebacking core, our safety
Mhm.
position, and then this position, probably the three weakest positions on the Lions right
Yeah,
now.
I would have to
And
agree with that.
I'm not sure that safety's really bad, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
that this isn't the worst.
Yeah, it may be the quite worst as far as talent wise.
Yeah.
And
Lots
not
of
depth.
speed.
Yeah,
Lots of
lots of
speed.
speed. They got some burn, but
Curt, I got an issue with you.
what's that?
You wanted speed, but you didn't ask for talent. You got speed.
Oh, I did. I asked for speed. I didn't say I wanted guys that could catch. I said I needed I needed the guys that can, especially looking at the on the field. I wanted speed, speed, speed. I said it before in concession stand, hot dog vendor, beer guys, I wanted speed all over the field. But
Water boy.
yeah, we just ain't got the guys who are, have that much talent.
Now let's start
as
asking
far
for
as-
speed and talent. Let's do that.
like I said before, plenty of times, right? This wide receiving core is what we want. It's just not who we want.
Right. What good's a speedy hot dog vendor if he drops the hot dog and your baby?
Yeah, please,
really?
man. Don't spin my mustard, brother. Don't mess up my mustard. Oh, okay. Hey, that was kind of time to go into some more news and rumors. We know that the Lions are really going to address the wide receiver core in this draft. I think that they're going to take at least two mid to late round wide receivers. So I think they have enough in this draft that all the guys that are on the roster right now, at least 2 or 3 of them won't be there when the season starts. I think really, to be honest, if you look at my candidates for who won't be on the roster when the season starts, I'm probably looking at Tom Kennedy and Victor Bolden. I don't think those guys will be there.
No, I don't either. And I think they'll be replaced by either undrafted free agents, to be honest, or some party that we get in the draft. I see the same thing as you do, Curt, on that.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hey, let's get into some more news and rumors. Jim, you had an interesting story that you really wanted to talk about from ESPN.
Yeah, the NFL Players Association are approving a first position specific helmet design for offensive linemen and defensive linemen. So it's an individually crafted helmet for the easy for me to say specific
for those linemen.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first time, and the players are all for it too, as far as I've seen, and probably will be switching to these new helmets this year.
Yeah,
I think that's what.
I believe that's what they were saying, and I'm all for that. For player safety, you want your players to be able to, play this collision sport, because it's not a contact sport; it's a collision sport,
right?
Because they bang together heads, body parts. So you want to be able to play safe. And, we've done all kind of safety protocols with, tackling right. And, with the targeting rules and things of that nature to make the game safer. Look at all the rules they have in special teams now, where, with the kickoffs and the punt returns. So it just makes sense to really keep improving the equipment to make it safer for the players.
The helmet is known as the Vicus 02 R Trench, and it's built for offensive linemen and defensive linemen alike. Wow. It's ranked number 2 in the league for the 2021 safety rankings, and they're equipped with bumpers in the front and the upper sides where, that collision really happens in the trenches. And so anything to make our players safer and to keep our defensive lineman, Deshaun Hand, on the field. Yeah, I think we need that. I like anything going forward, because these players are getting bigger and faster. The speed of these bigger guys just is astounding,
right?
And the collisions are that more intense because of it. So I think that this is a brilliant move on the NFL's part to try to get safer equipment.
Right, Roger. Hey, I feel that. The NFL will announce the schedule in early May. Now, it usually happens either right before the draft or right after. And with this year, I think with the extra game, it's going to take them a little bit longer to do it. So that's why they're choosing to do it early May. I would say probably the week after the draft, then was when the NFL schedule will come out. But that's when they announced that, hey, it's going to be the early part of May, not the late part of April, when they're going to announce the schedule.
Yeah, we had a question on that in one of the comments a few days back. Can we talk about the NFL schedule? And it's not going to be released until after the draft. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, we still have to deal with all this draft talk before we can talk about the schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Three
Definitely.
free agents the Lions could sign before the draft.
Yeah.
So wide receiver D.D. Westbrook, he runs 4.39. He's a 6 foot, can't remember, to about 200-pound wide receiver.
Yeah.
Darquez Denard, and then defensive lineman Jarrell Casey. So what do you think about these three guys that we could
now? We talked about Casey the other day. His price tag may be a little pricey, but bringing in Westbrook and Denard, some of those guys that
bad idea.
Yeah, they could be a lower, tier free agent signings that can help depth those positions, especially in the wide receiver room. Westbrook is definitely an upgrade from some of the guys that we have on our roster already. Burner guy out of the University of Oklahoma, so the guy can get down the field.
On the field, I think that's
I mean, the guy can get open, so as long as he can catch. So that's what we definitely need right there. But those three guys can definitely help with the position groups that we have right now that need that help. The defensive tackle with Jarrell Casey, and then Denard, as far as our cornerbacks. That's the one I'm kind of like, is he really an upgrade from what we have? Maybe not. He's a maybe. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, with all the injuries we have, we can't have enough players.
Yeah, that's very true.
Especially positions,
especially going into the draft. You know what I mean? Going into camp. I mean, but and that may be he may be an option for the team. I see the Lions maybe drafting the corner, maybe mid to late rounds as well. Depends on what if we don't sign another corner free agency, we might be able to draft one.
Now, Dan Orlovsky, who nailed the trade here between the Detroit Lions and getting rid of Matthew Stafford, he was like one of the first people that started saying that Stafford was not going to be here anymore as the Lions
he did.
QB. But Orlovsky now says he does not believe the Lions will draft a QB or wide receiver at number 7. Orlovsky, I think, is on board with me and Curt, where we're saying an offensive tackle. A lot of people don't like that, and I'm not worried about that. You know what? But Orlovsky believes the Lions will not draft a QB or wide receiver at 7. What do you think about that, Curt?
I think he's absolutely correct. I think that the Lions really recognize that really the right side of that offensive line is a weakness, and that definitely hinders the offense, in a major way. It hinders the run game, the play action game, and it doesn't let Goff have the protection he needs during the season. So they need to shore up that right side of the offensive line. And where do you start? The weakest part is that right tackle position. You got plenty of guys we can kick in at guard, but that right tackle position is really a position of need right now.
It's a need.
And then and interesting, I saw this yesterday to go along with that. And one of the guys that Orlovsky named was Rashawn Slater. And an interesting fact from Michael Hare from DetroitLions.com said that the interesting fact about Rashawn Slater is that he played 3 seasons at right tackle before he moved to left tackle. So that may be a key to where the Lions may go if he's available at number 7.
Yeah, I think that I hope they go that route. Now, some people don't like that idea. They're like, oh, but we've done that before. We don't need one in the first round. We got a first round Taylor Decker, first round Frank Ragnow, third round Jonah Jackson. Yeah, that's how you build a team. That's how you build a team. That's how Dallas did it. You got a dominant offensive line. I go way back to the Hogs and the Washington Redskins, and they could run the football down your throat. There was nothing you could do about it.
Yep.
That's the type of team I want. Everybody else wants a different type of team. I want the team that can run the ball at any time.
Yep.
The quarterback position is great. Love to have speed at that position and some mobility. Goff doesn't have that. So you got to protect him, and you got to have a running game. Because we're going to have him as quarterback for a couple of years anyway.
At least 2 years.
I think we should do a new segment at some point, and that's Christmas in April. Things that we can get our team that they might need. Like the first thing I thought about was Perriman, that we get him those Stickum gloves. and a new set of legs. No,
the tack gloves. Or get us some Jack Tatum sticking that's like running down his arms.
He's running down his arms.
Back in the day, man. But you know, it's one of those things where it's going to take a while to really get who we want on this roster. So, you know, it is maybe one of those things that it's not going to be right away. So have some patience, people.
And I'm kind of sick of this generational talent garbage where it's like everybody's a generational talent. Then you get the guy and it's like 6 years before he even does anything.
Yeah, it's not
always hit on those guys. It just isn't.
No, it's not. And it's,
even our guys,
even Calvin. I mean, look at Calvin Johnson. I mean, this guy was a big receiver that came out of a run offense down there in Georgia Tech. Yeah,
Virginia Tech.
No, Georgia Tech. He played at Georgia Tech.
Oh, okay.
Herman Moore was Virginia Tech. Herman Moore was University of Virginia. Georgia Tech, because they ran a wishbone. I mean, he really didn't. I mean, he wasn't a really big part of the offense, but he was a freak athlete. No one really kind of could guess that he would be that type of player. So it was one of those. They took a flyer on him, and it happened. You know, he happened to work out. But I mean, if you look at it, we've missed more on generational wide receivers than we hit on.
Absolutely.
Roy Williams, Charles Rogers, all those guys, Mike Williams. So those guys who people believed were generational talents did not pan out to be that at all.
And that doesn't mean that Sewell will be. And that doesn't because we've picked high before and busted on offensive linemen too.
Yeah, Lincoln Thomason. I mean, but he went out there but he's having a great career out there out there in San Francisco. Thomason's playing great out there, but
and sometimes you got to be patient with those guys too. Yep. But man, I'll tell you what, it's a thing where nothing is for sure, and that is the NFL draft. And we're going to love covering that. We're going to cover picks 6 through 10 on the Belly Up Sports Network. I'm planning on something for day 2 and day 3. We just haven't got it all worked out yet, but we'll have an announcement on that fairly soon. Just look at that. Look at the draft. That's your draft gear. Kurt's gonna be geared up in his draft gear.
Right.
I'm trying to get the hat.
I get it every year. This is the one. This is last year, 2020. This is 2020's, the Motor City Sports one. I love this one. This is one of my favorite caps. All right, so let's take a look at the Wall of Fame. Of course, we got to shout out our people. So we got our new bronze member today. So let's get into it. We got Crystal Wiley, Art Allen, North End Ken, new member Steve Castillo, Detroit Drew, and congratulations to him for being added to the Woodward Sports roster over there.
Shout out to Detroit Drew for that.
Yeah.
Man. Good Midwest, job, guy. Good job.
Good job, my man. All right, Midwest Lion, Bubba Bo, John Kapler, and Detroit Lions Talk with Micro Mike. And then our silver members, we have Nomus J, Jason Portis, and Go Lions. All right, then we have our gold members. We have Barb Coso, Turner C. Burley, Jess and the D, Show Me BC. We have Randall Flag 606. What's up, brother? Miles Gibbs, Randall Prince, the Gridiron Blitz, and that Dr. Detroit is always in. For more information about becoming a member, click the Join Now button in the description, and you can find out how to become a member of the channel and the Wall of Fame.
Hey, I got a really good trivia question for you guys, and the answer is not too many. So anyway, how many penalties did the Lions receive in 2020? In last year's season, how many penalties did the Lions receive? Do you have any idea, Kurt?
I have an idea, but I have to be honest with you. I do peruse the Lions stats on ESPN quite frequently. So they had 95 penalties last year.
Yes, they did. 95. Tristan Williams on the Facebook side of things got this.
Tristan, right. What's up, young fella?
And on Twitter, no one got it right. So we didn't have a winner on Twitter. So we're going to say Kurt Steele is the winner on Twitter. No, I'm just kidding. But they said no Googling. So I don't know, man. I don't know if you.
I don't win that one because I'm always on ESPN with the Lions and stuff. So I don't get the win for that one.
I think the better question is, How many penalties did the Lions? How many penalties did the Lions deserve in 2020?
Woo. Come on, man. Yeah, you don't want to go there.
I know, I know. That could be a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
All right. Congrats to everybody. Congrats to Tristan Williams. He's a friend of the show. Actually used to
Mhm.
help us out in some social media stuff too.
Yeah.
So really appreciate you, Tristan. And that is the question or the sorry, Detroit Lions trivia question of the day. And
Mhm.
tomorrow or today, there'll be another one come out, and that'll be on Facebook and Twitter if you want to answer those.
Yes,
So
definitely, definitely. All right. So now it is time to get into what you had to say about yesterday's show. So, Jim, you up first.
all right. So we got Paul Jarose, and he said,
Mhm.
how I spend 8 a.m. in the morning from San Jose, California, listening to the Lions on the Prowl, remembering the 57 Lions championship game over Cleveland. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
you can remember
Are
that?
you are you remembering
Oh,
this firsthand, or is this
oh.
like secondhand information? Let me know, man, because I gotta know.
If
I have
you
got to
remember that
know.
game because you watched that game, we're not. That is a true Lions fan for life right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing,
Big,
man.
big up. Hey, new member of the channel, Steve Castillo says, well, as long as our running backs stay healthy, golf should be good. Not going to ask him to be a gunslinger, just manage the game. Hey, you can't ask him to be something he's not because he's not a gunslinger. I think they should draft a wide receiver in the second or third round. I think I agree with you on that one. I agree with you. They should draft a wide receiver in the second or third round. That will
Yeah, me
be, and
too.
there's plenty of them, plenty of quality wide receivers that will be available in those slots.
And probably better than the ones we have now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Rod
true.
Cooper, he says, thanks for having Coach Mike Jones on the show. Love it when he's there. He would have been there today, but he had some things with work. So, he
Mhm.
should be back tomorrow, and we'll have Mike back on tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, Marshall Sumner. I like that name, Sumner. All right, I'm in the camp of getting a QB and sitting him behind golf for a year or two. Okay, so long as Fields or Lance is there at 7. I don't know if one of them maybe Lance. I'm not sure.
Maybe. We'll see who
Fields
trades with
will
Atlanta.
most likely be gone. But I'm not against taking Sewell. Well, neither are we. If the Lions are going defense or wide receiver, I like them to trade back if possible. And that's possible. I like that. If they're going to go other than offensive line, trade back. We'll see what happens on the 29th. We are excited to see what happens as well. And as Jim
Yeah,
said
me
earlier,
too.
we will be covering the drafts, picks 6 through 10 over on bellyupsports.com. We will definitely have the link for the stream coming up soon.
And then, yeah, with that, KZoo man says, less thinking, more reacting to the ball. I agree.
Yeah.
Me too. It just affects the team speed when you're not thinking about what you're supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to be. Just attack the
Yep.
ball. And I think
Yep.
that's more what they're going to go to this year.
Definitely. I agree. They're going to play with their hair on fire and just get after it. That's what I want them to do. All right. Last one. Leonard McCullough says, I don't see the Lions taking a quarterback this year being any help to the franchise. I'm not sure any of them are more talented than Stafford, or if they would be, or if they would do, we would be putting off getting a complete team around them. So, yeah, it's going to cost us so much. I mean, to get a quarterback that we really would want, I mean, to be honest with you, it would have to be within those first 2 picks, and you have to give up so much to go up and get him.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I'm not willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't
I
be
don't
willing to
want
do
to.
that.
Yeah, I know. I've heard people say they want to do this, and I don't know.
Yeah, they want to trade. They want to trade golf and trade up for a quarterback.
Trading Goff is impossible right now because of the cap situation.
Yep.
I don't know how you would do that at this point. Although you're
Mhm.
already paying them for this year, so the cap is kind of set for this year. It's next year that we'd really eat a lot of money and be cash strapped pretty
Yeah.
badly next year. I don't want a repeat of this year.
Mhm.
So no, I don't like that. I don't even like trading up. I've heard a lot of people want to trade up with Atlanta to get a quarterback. And then I've heard that I've heard that Carolina now wants to trade down instead of up.
If that may be
That's an
possible
interesting
with
take.
The Sam Darnold trade, that may be possible.
Yep. Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that 100%. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's really cool. Seeing what you guys think and stuff like that really makes the show. Really appreciate all of you guys for rocking with us.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna go to the question of the day now. And the question of the day is, what do you think the state of the wide receiver position is currently, like right now, for the Detroit Lions? Is it an A, B, C, D, or an F? Let us know.
Is there a lower letter?
There is an F minus, I guess.
F
Maybe we could
minus,
do
yeah.
F minus. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And then let us know what your solution is for the wide receiver position. Do
Yeah,
you
definitely.
do you seek a trade? Do you go ahead and draft somebody at 7? Do you draft somebody in the second and third round, second round? Just give us your take and let us know what that's going to be today. Put that in the comments below, and we really appreciate that. Now it's time for my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man Curt.
All right, so we continue indefinitely. I'm wearing my fight like a lion for autism. I'm wearing this, but that is not the most important thing for today for dessert with your man Curt. It is my wife's birthday today, Rosalind
Yes.
Susan Brunson Steele. Happy birthday. I love you, and it means so much to me. And enjoy your day. I'm going to be doing the most things I can today to make sure your day is enjoyable. So happy birthday to my wife, Rosalind.
Happy birthday to you. I would sing it, but then we lose a bunch of people, so I don't want to do
Yeah, we will lose a bunch of subscribers.
that.
Yeah.
But no, happy birthday behind every great man is a great woman. Really appreciate you, and
Yeah.
happy birthday to you. So my final thoughts for
Mhm.
today. I'm happy for Detroit Drew. My final thoughts are going to be about Detroit Drew today, and
Mhm.
Detroit Drew is now going to be part and have his own show on the Woodward Sports Network. I think Detroit Drew is one of the better guys out on there on YouTube. A really good guy, caring guy, and I love it
Mhm.
when good people succeed. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, and I give a shout out to
Yeah.
Detroit Drew
Mhm.
because the man is amazing. The man's
Yeah.
funny. He's good, and he's gonna just rock the house over there at Woodward Sports. He's still a member of the DSA, so that hasn't
Mhm.
changed. Nothing else has changed. He still rocks with us and stuff like that. But I just wanted to give a big shout out and
Mhm.
congratulations to Detroit Drew for him going to Woodward Sports. I think it's gonna be great for both parties.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. My final thoughts for today definitely is has to do with. I think the Lions will address the wide receiving core. I don't think it's in the first round, but I think we would definitely pick a couple wide receivers up in this draft. And another thing is that the fact that I want to congratulate Rachel Marie Sports, who will be a contributor to Woodward
Oh
Sports.
yeah,
So
that's true
she's
too.
also going over there and doing some big things. So she will continue rocking with the kids over here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the DSA, but she is going to be a contributing member over at Woodward Sports as well. So congratulations to Detroit Drew and Rachel Marie
Yeah,
Sports for
Rachel
their
Marie.
positions over there at Woodward Avenue Sports. Hey, it is time for us to go ahead and get out of here. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. As always, subscribe to the channel. Join the family because we don't have fans, we don't have viewers, we got family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And if you want to check us out on a different platform, go to bellyupsports.com. You can check us out over there along with a bunch of other podcasts you can check out. Every sport you can imagine, they have a podcast for you over there, and some talented writers putting out some great content and some good articles over there on bellyupsports.com. And don't forget to head over to Fanatics. You're going to buy your Lions gear anyway, so go on over there and to Fanatics and check them out in the link below. And a portion of the proceeds from those sales help us grow this content, and you can get your draft gear right over there like your boy Curt Steele. Hey, it is what? Wednesday hump day, baby. And don't forget, for our gold members, we have the live one-on-one Zoom meeting today at 3 p.m. So don't forget to go over there and check it out. Jim's going to post a link later on today. So as you go about your day, you know what you got to do. And it's like, hey, Robin, do this for me too, baby. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.